Okay, seems like the live streaming is hit or miss. So I'm gonna go back to the longer process of recording the videos and uploading them, which is fine. It'd just be larger gaps in between my screen time. So, sushi creation time. I'm currently chopping shrimp, fairly fine. I'm gonna try to come up with something new. Since I have all these new ingredients, I think I can come up with something pretty good. Let's take that. Add to my mixing bowl over here. Looking forward to my new cutting boards, ones that lay flat. This one has seen better days. Kind of wobbles. I usually use this only for cleaning meats and preparation of vacuum sealing. Okay. That knife I usually only use for meat cutting, but I do cut veg sometimes with it. I got some massive carrots this time. These things are ridiculous, so I won't be using that. Try to find a smaller one here. I'm planning on pickling carrots. Still waiting on Amazon. It's supposed to be here 2 days ago. I've actually made a video that described where I got this on YouTube. So if you're wondering, watch my YouTube videos. And I think it's the lunch ready miso soup one that actually goes into the explanation where I got that. Fantastic peels. Well worth the price. I've had this one for a couple years and still peels very well. Very ergonomic. I like it. One bites the dust. Okay, gotta grab a new towel because that one hit the floor. So. That's right, Snooky, you get carrots. Love your carries. She sometimes has a tough time eating the carrots. I think they scratch her throat a little bit. She loves them though, so until she stops eating them, I'll keep giving them to her. Also, I don't like this board because it wobbles and that can be dangerous. Not my favorite thing to use, but for what I'm doing with the sushi, I need a bigger board, and this is gonna have to do. I like carrot with seafood. It goes pretty tastefully. Especially thin julienne like this. Gives it a nice texture to the sushi. All these videos that I've been living have been on my cell phone. I only use my iPad for my wide view T videos, or if I have somebody that's actually recording me. That should be enough carrot. So that should be good. That'll be get saved for Snooki later. All right, what do we got? Let's go. Favorite combination. I use this a lot. I have never used it in a sushi dish, but it's my basically go-to for fried rice. If you haven't noticed, these three sauces are fantastic together. This is something I knew I got is salmon flakes. This should be really good. I tried a piece and it gave an excellent long-lasting salmon flavor, so this will definitely pick up the flavor a lot. Let's try that. Let's see, obviously I love scallion and sushi, so I'm gonna go with green onion and sushi. One of my favorite things. Find it easier to peel off the bad parts if you take off the root first, especially if you're using the whole onion in the process. Just easier to clean. I'm going to use the whole onion for this. I actually like the interplay of flavors from the green to the white. I explained in one of my live videos the white, basically from the separation of the stock down to the white is usually we'll cook with it or make stocks with it. The green is usually topped because it's a fresher flavor and you want to preserve that. Okay. So we got some core vegetables. I work with avocado a lot in sushi, and a couple other veg. Sometimes I'll use daikon. I do have daikon, but I'm saving it for my kimchi. Okay, so we got the veg. We got a decent mixture. Let's mix that up. I don't want heat to be the main focus of this dish. I want to just give it a little bit of flavor, give it a little bit more depth of flavor. Let's add a little MSG, just a little, just a dusting of MSG. Let's add a little dried onion. Give it a little bit more of a color and a depth of flavor. The umami comes out on the dried onions a little bit more. Just like shrimp shells, so I'm gonna dry them. Brings out that depth of flavor. Looks a little wet. Let's see if we have any breadcrumbs. I don't think I do, but it could happen. Plus the chives will soak up some of that. Hey, I do have a little bit. Oh no, never mind, that's oatmeal. Don't want that. Actually, you know what? I have this Japanese sea salt. Can't remember the exact name of it. but it's made in the traditional manner. A little bit of that would be good in here too. I want that umami to pop, especially with the soy sauce. I want it to be great. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go a little bit of fresh ginger. That sounds excellent. Now, usually wasabi I would think would be more appropriate, but I don't have any wasabi root on hand. It's actually close to impossible to get in the area that I live. The closest Asian market is like 100 miles away. I live more towards Pennsylvania, and the closest Asian market I know of, I think, is in Middleburg. I actually love going there. Great place, Cleveland Asian Market. If you've never been there, it's actually pretty cool. If you're into any kind of Asian cooking or Asian dishware or anything like that, it's worth a stop up there if you're in the area. I mean, it's not extravagant, obviously, but it's pretty cool. Okay, I seem to have put my grater somewhere other than when I remember. It's happening lately. I'm rearranging basically my whole kitchen, so finding things has become more and more difficult. It should be in here. There it is. Push behind the food processor that I rarely ever use. Okay, so I'm just gonna fine grate this ginger. I'll need a little bit. It'd be nice if I had a, they're like these great Japanese graters are like flat. I think they're made of shark skin. They're shark skin graters is what they're called. I don't know if they're actually made out of shark skin, but it's pretty neat. I should actually pick one of those up because I plan on making a lot more sushi. Now I just want the hint of ginger in here, so I'm really not going to put much in there. Just enough to get it maybe every couple pieces would be fantastic. Because ginger can be overpowering, especially fresh ginger. Can get a little intense if you overdo it. Unless that's your main focus for the dish, I usually don't recommend using too much ginger. And I love ginger, so. My girlfriend, not so much. She likes it more as a broth base, I guess. She doesn't like to actually eat the actual root. She doesn't mind the flavors if it's in like a broth or a soup or it's extremely soft. She'll eat it then, but she tends to shy away from it. You know, I mean, that's everybody's gonna have a different palate, especially if you're not used to this type of cooking. I always tell people, if you don't like something, try it 5 more times after that, and then you still don't like it, and I mean, keep going until you do, but if, you know what I mean, give it a chance, because your palate will change, especially if you're used to ultra processed foods and everything like that. Your palate is just going to be wrecked, and natural foods will taste not great to you. As my daughter used to say, this all tastes like dirt to me, because her palate wouldn't recognize it. Okay, excellent. All right. I think I'm going to go with the Korean roasted seaweed. Let's try that. Actually, you know what? Let's try one of each. That sounds fantastic. I have this one, I have a cheap Walmart one, which I usually just use for like garnish or to add soups. And then I got this one. This one's actually, I've tried both of these, are both actually pretty decent. I haven't actually made sushi with them yet, so we'll see how it turns out. Some sheets are definitely better than others, for sure. The organic seems to be a little darker. I know a lot of times they grade on the darkness of it. And the darker ones they're like pitch black, and that's supposed to be the higher grade. And I was also told that it doesn't have anything to do with flavor, which I found was strange that the grade didn't involve flavor. I know tenderness is a key point in nori. Now, when you're rolling sushi, either put gloves on. I'm obviously making this for myself, so I really don't care. I'm pretty sanitary when it comes to this sort of thing. And make sure your hands are wet. The rice is going to stick to it. I made a pre-made, well, the rice isn't pre-made. I actually made it in my Donabe. But I mixed it up ahead of time, so sorry about that. Usually, a lot of times I'll put make a rice vinegar sugar mixture, and you mix it in with the rice, and it makes it nice and sticky, gives it a sweeter flavor, breaks down the rice a little bit more. Now this is premium, ultra premium rice is how they market it. Actually, this is what I always would make sushi with. It's fantastic. It's very sweet, very tender. The texture is also very, very nice. I haven't rolled sushi in a while, so bear with me. It's been, I think since the last time I ordered this rice was like 2 years ago, so it's been almost 2 years since I've actually made some sushi. I've been missing it ever since. I need to go up to Eucalypt Fish in Menor, Ohio, and get some sushi grade octopus. They have, well, I don't know if they still have it because it's been a minute. They have octopus, ahi, yellowfin, and salmon last time I was there. I also did some stuff with soft shell crab, shrimp, obviously, imitation crab. I don't usually use imitation crab. I'm not a crazy big fan of it. Sometimes it actually turns my stomach. So I try to stay away from imitation crab. So I'm just going to layer on some thin julienne carrot. And I'm obviously not a professional sushi chef. So if any of this looks strange or odd to somebody that actually does this for a living, then I apologize. But I'm going to be the one eating it, so. I used to sell sushi at work. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. So, I know it couldn't have been that bad, because I would sell out every single time I made it. Yeah, this is definitely enough to make multiple rolls. I might even actually stuff some onigiri with this. You still see this? Yeah, good. I don't know, that's about what I want. I want a pretty meaty roll. I want a lot of stuffing in there. 2 big old fat rolls. That looks about right. Pretty even, yeah. Okay. Set that to the side. No, Snucky, you can't have it. Sorry, honey, you can't have sushi. It's got too much spice in it. Okay, now I wanted to top this with something, and this is what I am going to use. Premium, the Furikake smoky tuna seasoning I just bought. I tried this on some rice balls, and it was fantastic. So I'm going to give this a try to see if it doesn't open up some flavor. I also got to remember I got the salmon in there. I like smoky tasting food too, so it works. Oh, this is really sticking to my hand. I didn't dry it enough apparently. But there, it seems like there's it's like flake tuna almost. Pretty cool. It kind of hit me off first time I had it, just because it's a little bit more potent. I've never had it before. Like I said, just because you haven't had something doesn't mean you're not going to like it. So let's see what happens when I do this to sushi. Okay. Mixture's fantastic. I couldn't resist. I had to try it before I cut it. Hopefully that's Amazon. That would be great. I would love to make my kimchi today. And my pickles. That was my plan. Excellent. And we'll let those sit for a second. I'll have an actual dish shrimp. I think I got some cocktail sauce. That sounds good too. Yeah, you can have a shrimpy, that's for sure. Here's another shrimpy. Oh, don't fall over, honey. I'm sorry. Daddy was a little off point on that throw. Okay, I can save these toppings for something later. Maybe I'll roll another sushi roll. We'll see. Okay, that should be enough time. Okay. Fantastic. Rolls pretty well. Key is when I cut it to see if it'll fall out. It was a little wet, so I'm a little worried about it actually falling up when I go to cut it and pick it up. If I had breadcrumbs, I would have added a little bit just to soak up some of the moisture, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. But so far, not bad. Okay. I love these reusable mats. This is a little bit more expensive, more for professional use. I tend to like buying things at a higher price point if I know they're going to last me a long time, and this seems like it's a really good quality. I think this will last me maybe my lifetime. We'll see. To dry. Okay. Let's give it a cut. Helps if your knife has a little bit of a wet edge on it so the rice doesn't stick. Now I usually go to the center point. Cut those 2 1/2. And the nori seems actually, and then in between uses, you can see like it builds on the knife. I'll give it a quick wipe after those first initial cuts, and then I'll cut those in half again. I actually have a single bevel sushi knife, but I usually only use that for fish. because you want that nice, sharp edge when you're trying to slice them on thin sashimi. Okay, it seems to have held pretty well. The end pieces are a little light, but like I said, I'm a little out of practice. Usually I would have those filled to the edge. My spicy tuna rolls are gigantic. If you've ever gotten one for me at work, you know how big those actually are. And I think I do pretty well with that. I have my own recipe for that. Pretty simple, but a couple of years of tweaking the recipe up and down and using different peppers. I think I got a decent recipe. Usually I'll have a pitcher that I don't know what happened to it. I think I'm going to throw it out, that I'll just set the knife in so I don't sit here and waste all this water. I don't really like wasting water. Okay, let's see how it looked. I'll move some of these more towards the camera edge so you can actually see them. And I'll do a quick zoom in. That's as far as we can zoom. Not bad. Okay. Grab some soy sauce and let's try these bad boys. Now, there's a proper technique to this, but however way you want to eat them, it's fine. You dip the edge in. You don't shake it, and then you eat it. If you want more soy, you can lay it flat or just go deeper into the soy sauce. That was a little light on the soy for my taste, so I'm just going to lightly dip the whole end in there. You don't shake off the soy. Fantastic. Now, to me, this is relatively bland. It's got a good umami, especially with the soy sauce, but I like a little bit extra heat, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a sriracha top, just to give it a little bit light more kick. You know what? Let's kick it up with some mayonnaise as well. I have a feeling that's going to be... Actually, I missed a couple pieces. Yeah, we'll put the mayo on them anyway. Gives it a break from the heat. I mean, there's very little sriracha, so it shouldn't be really that hot. Okay, that one I definitely got the smoked flavor with the ginger. That was fantastic. That was the best piece yet. By far, that smoky flavor. So that was a good choice to actually put this in as a light dusting. I could actually probably coat most of the rice with that, and it would be phenomenal. There we go. That slight kick. It's very hard to fight the instinct to shake that soy off. Fantastic. Now this should be all right for you to have, snack. Ginger's good for dogs. The pepper, I mean, it's not great for them, but it's not poisonous. The more that sits, it seems like the more the smokiness of that tuna permeates it. It's fantastic. In case you haven't noticed, I'll destroy some sushi. Eventually, if I get enough subscribers, I'll get internet again, and I'll start doing live streams on YouTube. I kind of want to do most of my stuff on YouTube. I know a lot of people on Facebook, but I also upload a lot of large videos, and it's a lot easier on YouTube to do that. I don't mind doing both, but I'd rather just have the one. What should I call this? It's a hard one. Maybe the smoky mariner? I don't know. That one was fantastic. Very good. You know what? I'm going to try another one. Just because that was fantastic. And a little bit of rice left too. I got the little sheets from me doing my own Gary with it. Yeah, very little amount of rice, so I'm gonna try to stretch this as much as possible. I have some other, I need to add some rice to it. I'm gonna go heavier on that smoked tuna burikake seasoning. I think that just made that. Every time I would get a good bite of it, it was so just savory. Fantastic. This time I'm gonna use a spoon. just so I can get a little bit more. I'm gonna dust it. It doesn't break up very well, honestly. So this stuff is very difficult to work with, actually. It's not very finely ground. Likes to clump. Got a stem in there or something. Something hard. Probably a piece of the skin. Yeah, that should be good enough. Let's try that. You never know if you don't experiment. Who knows, you could come up with the next best sushi. I mean, you just gotta try new things. Try mixing different flavors, especially if they're in the same genre, the same area. You know, I mean, Japanese food and Chinese food, and you can mix a lot of that stuff together, and it just turns out excellent. Especially between like sauces. Don't limit yourself. Obviously, I wouldn't like put marinara on this, but you never know. But yeah, try to stick to the same genre at least. Where did I put? Ah. Oh, there you go, Snow. Get more by accident, but this one's gonna be a little bit of a fatter roll, which is fine. I like a lot of sushi. This is definitely gonna fill me. I'm not gonna have to eat for a while. That uses up all that. So put that seasoning in. I think that was it. You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to just skip ahead and just put this right on there before I roll it. I mean, it looks nice with it on top, and I could probably figure out how to do a nice, like looking garnish, but I'm not worried about that when I'm just creating it. It's kind of like doing a wrap. That's what it reminds me of. Western style wrap. You just don't tuck the corners in. I do that to kind of seal it. I don't know if traditional sushi chefs actually do that. Keeps it from coming apart. I would imagine they do because it makes sense, but I don't know. Actually didn't mean for this video to go this long, but I'm just having too much fun. I love to experiment with new flavors and new seasonings. This one's turning out to be really good, the smoky tuna. I'm really liking that flavor. Like I said, at first it kind of surprised me. I was not expecting the smokiness level or the flavor of the smoke. I don't know what kind of wood they use to smoke it, but it's actually excellent. I'm used to, you know, cedar, hickory, stuff like that. I love a good applewood smoke, especially with shrimp. Shrimp and applewood is fantastic, as well as bacon. And it's a little bit of a flatter roll, but that don't matter. Not in this context. Or setting, I should say. See how it's sticking? And I showed you the good presentation. Now I'm just in a hurry to try this. I I wouldn't do that if I was selling it, but when it's just me, we can sacrifice a little bit. I usually don't, but because I do like my food to look nice as well, but this I really want to try. All right, version 2. And I like that I record these because then I can remember what I did. Sometimes I'll forget. That smoky, that smoky flavor makes this roll. Texture of the shrimp is good. Got a little bit of a crunch from the carrot. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. Yes. That extra smoky flavor just enhances it. And it's not so overpowering that you can't taste the spice and the soy. It's a good balance. And that, my friends, is sushi making time and creation. Hope you enjoyed watching, and see you next time.